And a very good evening. Welcome to your call, the home of British boxing, the heartbeat of British boxing, as Wasserman Boxing brings a family feud to London tonight. At the top of the bill, Charlie Edwards and Thomas Essomba will do battle for the EBU Bantamweight European Champion, a show live and free on Channel 5 tonight. But as always, we've got a stacked card to come before then. The show will kick off with Tom Welland a little bit later on as we go live on Channel 5. Sensation, of course, from his debut has been with Wasserman Boxing, as he's gone through the ranks with explosive knockouts endorsed by Marcus Smith of England Rugby and, of course, Manny Pacquiao. We've got a lot of action before then. Of course, Hannah Robinson is due to take her second fight in the pros. She's going to be up here in just a few minutes' time, but of course all focus tonight goes on the Edwards brothers. Last time Charlie Edwards, last time he was out, was against George Izori here in this very venue, and in that night Sonny Edwards was in his corner cheering him on, giving him instruction and helping him get through what was a tough fight that night. Tonight, however, is all different. Thomas Essomba is managed by Charlie Edwards' brother Sonny, and the two brothers will be in opposing corners as the European title is on the line. It's a big card though. Before that, as mentioned, Hannah Robinson, trained by Jamie Moore, will get us underway in just a couple of moments. Also on the card tonight, Jermaine Brown and Grant Dennis. It's a great fight at super middleweight. Joel Bartel and Nicholas Cernak. And another fight to keep an eye on will be the show closer tonight, as Hasnan Ali makes his pro debut with Wasserman Boxing here at the famous York Hall. Hannah Robinson, though, first up tonight against Laura Rayo. Scheduled 6-rounder, which we're just a couple of minutes away from.
Well, a very good evening, all of you joining us right around the world, and also welcome to boxing fans joining us here at the iconic York Hall Bethnal Green in London. Nissa Sowland for Wasserman Boxing now bring you a super lightweight contest. This bout scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds of boxing. Firstly, to make her way to the ring, Laura Rayo. And now to make her way to the blue corner from Darlington, England, introducing Hannah Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, boxing fans ringside, a very good evening and welcome to bout number 1 of our evening. A super lightweight contest, this bout scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds of boxing. John Smith is our timekeeper. Upon the sound of the bell, Mark Bates of Hawley is our scoring referee. Boxing out of the red corner from Madrid, Spain. She weighed in at 140 pounds, 2 ounces, 2 fights, both by victory. She's got 1 defeat on her record. She's wearing black trim with grey this evening. Introducing Laura Reollo. And across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, stands her undefeated opponent. At yesterday's weigh-in, she scaled 140 pounds, 2 ounces. She's wearing white and red this evening with 1 professional career victory. She boxes out of Darlington, England, introducing Hannah Robinson. Referee Mark Bates with his final instructions.
Okay, ladies, listen, when I tell you to break, you take a step back immediately. Put your punches up, obey my commands, and set yourselves at all times. Good luck, ladies.
Final words relayed by the referee as both fighters go back to their corner. And tonight, a sold-out night of action here at York Hall kicks off with Hannah Robinson against Laura Reollo in the super lightweight division. Both fighters with winning records. Laura Reollo 1-0, but don't let that fool you. Very experienced amateur, 2 times Haringey Gold winner, 2 times GB champion, and straight away getting to work. Both fighters coming straight forward and trading, both landing big hands as the first round delivers straight away. Both fighters standing in the middle of the ring and trading, both stepping forward. Hands going, both landing as Laura struggles to handle Hannah's hands coming forward. Big explosive shots landing in the first round here. Hannah Robinson really getting to work, pushes Laura back against the ropes and begins to tee off and just edges that trade. But the Spaniard Laura Reollo letting her know that this fight is far from over. Both fighters stepping forward. What a way to kick the action off here in York Hall tonight. As we get underway here, usually these fights can start a little cagey. Not this evening. Both fighters swing, and that first flurry now begins to calm down a little bit as both fighters take a look. Hannah Robinson still throwing those jabs out, just letting her know she fancies herself in this fight. Very confident. Hannah Robinson, of course, trained by Jamie Moore, who knows a thing or two about trading in the middle of the ring. As Hannah makes her way around the ring and allows Laura to follow her and keep hunting. Jamie Moore watching from that blue corner. He's joined by Sonny Edwards, who will be in the opposite corner later on this evening on Channel 5. But there's action here before then as a good left hand lands from Hannah Robinson. As the end of the first round nears. What an opening round. Respect between the fighters as they go back to the corners. I don't think anyone was expecting both fighters to run to the middle of the ring and start trading. Hannah Robinson letting it be known that she's not tired, she's not sitting down on the stool. While in the Spanish red corner, just taking a breather. What a way to get a night of action at York Hall underway. This is what people come to see. 2 fighters trading right from the word go. Watson Unboxing in association with Ladbrokes this evening. The house is very busy already.
Corners, 10 seconds.
All out action in round 1. What can we expect from round 2? We get underway here. Famous York Hall. Hannah Robinson, Laura Reollo come forward and straight away landing with the jab and moving, but Reollo very keen to throw back. And we start pretty much the same way as we started the first round. Both fighters coming, meeting in the middle, trading. Slightly cagier though as the second round rolls on. The two fighters certainly respecting one another, just feeling each other out. You've got to fancy Hannah is edging these trade-offs. Laura, though, landing, and she lands a good left hook of her own. The Spaniard landed flush on the face of Hannah Robinson, who carries on coming forward, does good work on the inside, throwing upstairs and downstairs, lands a couple of good shots. Quickly replied, though, Laura Elio, very keen to throw back. And just remind her, she's in a war here. Both fighters have a winning record. 2-1 for Laura Elio. 1-0 for Hannah Robinson. Former GB champion, 2 times GB champion. Hannah Robinson, as Laura tries going to the body before going upstairs. A couple of times now, she's just finding the way through those ribs. A good uppercut lands from Hannah Robinson on the inside. She turns away out of trouble and immediately goes on the offensive. Throwing comfortable 1s and 2s, follows them up with 3s and 4s. Lovely uppercut from Hannah Robinson there, finding the target. And it's that all the judges will see. As you carry on through a pro career, the ability to work inside and outside, and again, Hannah, a good left hook, landed flush again as she moves again. Hit and doesn't get hit. Shows good movement all over. Immediately does get hit. As soon as that was said, goes back to the corner though. Another good round for Hannah Robinson. She'll be fancying herself as edging these rounds. We'll give it up to both fighters at the moment. 2 really strong rounds. Both fighters coming forward as we warm up the house. Sold out house tonight. Main event, Thomas Essomba, Charlie Edwards for the EBU Bantamweight European title, live and exclusive on Channel 5. Big night of action, of course. Family Feud. If you're wondering why the name of the show is Family Feud, Sonny Edwards, brother of Charlie, he's in the blue corner at the moment with Hannah Robinson, speaking with Jamie Moore.
Corners, 10 seconds.
He'll be over the other side of the ring as his brother Charlie steps up against his own fighter, Thomas Essomba. Never seen that before in the professional boxing circuit. But round 3 gets us underway. Another good flurry. Hannah Robinson, she does leave herself slightly open. It's been caught a couple of times from Laura Elio, but that's what happens when you're a brave fighter. Hannah Robinson is, and she's landing with both hands left and right. She looks extremely comfortable in there, Hannah Robinson. And you can tell she's getting more and more used to being in there. The rolls are coming out the feints, and it's a good right hand that lands there. And as more feints come out and more downstairs and upstairs work comes out, she's beginning to get more comfortable in there. It's a good feint, and it immediately draws a response from Laura Elio, and that's what you want to see as a fighter. Your opponent responding to your feints, and that's why you can let your hands go a little bit. As the hands touch the canvas, the referee says it's not a knockdown. Waves away the count. Good right uppercut. Lands on the inside from Hannah Robinson. Immediately Laura comes back with a body shot, lands on the ribcage. Keen to show it didn't phase her. Hannah lands another uppercut. These shots are getting through the guard a little bit too much if you're on Laura's side of the fence now. Pushing the envelope really hard, Hannah Robinson. Another strong left hand lands. Such resilience from Laura Elio. You've got to fancy Hannah's pushing this. The more the fight goes on, she's edging exchange by exchange, round and round, as the clapper goes towards the end of round 3 of 6. Another strong round. You can hear the corner saying a similar thing from Hannah, who does now take a stool 3 rounds in. We'll give her that one. Coach in her corner saying she is starting to blow. what a night of boxing we have ahead of us here at York Hall. Tom Welland, the superstar on the rise, kicks off the Channel 5 broadcast later this evening, 10 o'clock UK time, followed by the main event, the Family Feud, the EBU Bantamweight European title on the line, as Charlie Edwards takes on the champion Thomas Essomba before the professional debut of Hasnan Ali, who you've got to say
10 seconds.
has done a great job in bringing people down to the venue tonight. People cheering his name already. Long time before he fights, but we're here for him nonetheless. Round 4 though, and fight 1 of the evening is underway. Hannah Robinson immediately getting straight to work. On those toes, moving around, making her opposition from Spain work to try and find her. And she does find her there with a good cross right. Hannah Robinson won't have liked taking that and immediately fires back to get herself out of trouble, which she does. And the fighters go back to meeting in the middle. And as much as you've got to say Hannah's winning these rounds, Laura is still finding ways through. She's a good fighter with a winning record, as mentioned, Laura Rayo, in this super lightweight clash. More good combination work from Hannah, who pushes Laura back. Laura Rayo happy to keep trying to hunt as she goes upstairs and downstairs. The shots are getting through, but unfazed is Hannah Robinson. Body shot from Hannah there, and she goes looking for another one because it just seemed to take the wind away from Laura Rayo in the black and grey for a moment. She goes looking for an uppercut of her own, it misses, and allows Hannah to come back. That high guard from Laura, she comes forward to try and work through the punches that are coming her way. It's a good jab, it's a good movement from Hannah Robinson. As again, she moves left and right. She put a couple on the chin there, but it's what happens when you train, and she rolls again. Hannah, she'll have seen all this before with a strong amateur pedigree. Couple more shots, but every time they're landing for Laura Rayo, Hannah's immediately replying with shots that are getting through. She's got the reach as well, so she's able to just use that and leverage the movement. She'll be grateful of this kind of fight because it is a good fight from Laura Rayo. It is a good test, and Hannah Robinson in the red and white under the stewardship of Jamie Moore is having to work for it, so she'll be thankful of the test. Little bits to work on that she'll watch back and continue to study, but overall she will be happy with the performance, and rightly so, as Wasserman Boxing here at York Hall is underway, and already a full house around the venue at York Hall. And why wouldn't it be with a headline bill such as Essomba Edwards live and exclusive on Channel 5 tonight?
Corners, 10 seconds.
Not one to miss. Charlie Edwards working back. The former world champion wants to get back, become a two-weight world champion. Well, the European title will certainly elevate the potential of that happening. Straight away, these two fighters get back to work in the opening bout of the evening. Hannah Robinson landing solid shots on Laura Rayo, and credit to Rayo, the Spaniard, for standing up and weathering that. Throwing back of her own. Both fighters again going into the trade. And it's a good body blow from Robinson there. She hurt her opponent there. We're just holding on to the hand to try and buy herself a second. I think Hannah's noticed that and carries on working to the body. Hannah's throwing back, and she's not afraid to throw back. Does leave her open, and Hannah's very good at picking up on that. Round 5 of 6, halfway through. And there's just a trickle of blood now coming from the nose of Laura Rayo as the two continue to relentlessly trade. But it's Robinson that's landing the cleaner shots. It's Robinson that's getting through more, breaking that guard down, and again, this time moving well. It looks like blood's coming from her nose as well. Now both fighters showing the hallmarks of a good scrap. The body from Laura Reollo, who's trying to find a way through, but every time she does, again, Hannah Robinson over the top, strong right hand. Another good uppercut. Reollo really showing heart by biting down and coming forward, but Hannah Robinson takes another round. A great fight to kick us off here this evening. The heart of British boxing, your call. You can pretty much guarantee your favourite fighter has fought here, been here at some point in their career. And tonight, Charlie Edwards, Tom Welland, Jermaine Brown against Grant Dennis, Joel Bartel, Nicholas Zernak will go down. Very, very busy card. Don't expect for 1 minute the two fighters to take it easy in this last round.
Seconds out, 6 and final round.
Mutual respect between the two fighters, as you would expect, in what has been a very entertaining opening bout of the evening. But it continues as it's been going throughout. Good trading, good strong shots. Reollo trying to find a way back through, but Robinson really owning and controlling the situation as the two come together. And again, she lands some good shots. Pushes her opponent back up to the ropes. Laura Reollo has to try and find a way out, which she does this time. And again, she comes forward, but again, the first to the punch is Hannah Robinson. And she knows that those single jabs aren't going to get through. Often they're not even going to reach because she's gone. Hannah is a glove touch to the canvas, but it's not a knockdown. Again, she lands great counter work by Robinson. And in the last round of a 6-rounder in your second pro fight, to be able to continue to counter work upstairs and downstairs to this level is a real credit to her. Good body work from Laura Reollo, trying to find that opening, trying to force Robinson to bring the hands down. She lands a good one upstairs there, but doesn't deter Robinson. You can bet your bottom dollar there'll be people wanting to see more of Hannah Robinson after a performance like this. There's a big career in front of any young fighter who wants to step forward like this. Final round comes to a close. The two trade for one last time. The cleaner shots are landed by Robinson. She backs her opponent up. The bell goes and the punches turn to hugs and embraces and respect between the teams and the coaches and the fighters. Ahead of a wonderful night of action here on Wasserman Boxing. We've kicked off the live stream ahead of Channel 5 live at 10 p.m. where an Edwards brother family feud, storyline soaked with action, takes centre stage. Full night of action before that, of course. First fight's done, about to find out the winner. You would expect Hannah Robinson to hear her name called. As we go to Paul.
Okay then, boxing fans, after 6 2-minute rounds of boxing, we ask our scoring referee Mark Bates to decide the contest. He sees it at 59 points to 55 points in favour of the winner from England, still undefeated, Hannah Robinson.
It's a good win for Hannah Robinson, who rightly takes a good round of applause. Much respect between the two fighters. And what a great way to kick off a big night of boxing here in the home of British boxing. Your call.
Thank you, mate.
Well, everybody, if you have just joined us, a very good evening and welcome to the iconic York Hall for our night of boxing, brought to you by Wasserman Boxing. 8 bouts on our card this evening. We're all leading to our main event of the night. It's live and free on Channel 5. It is the Family Feud. The Edwards brothers are in opposite corners of the ring this evening. Charlie and Sonny Edwards. Our main event is a scheduled 12-round contest for the EBU European bantamweight title. The champion, Thomas Essomba, defends his title against Charlie Edwards. Big, big card of boxing, everybody. And we're just 1 minute now away from our next bout of the evening. Next tonight we have a super featherweight contest. This bout scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing. Firstly, to make his way to the red corner from Spain, Brian Marina. To make his way to the blue corner, bringing with him a perfect professional fight record from Canterbury, England, Brandon Aubrey. Nessa Sauerland for Wasserman Boxing now bring you a scheduled 6-round contest in the super featherweight division. Timekeeper ringside is John Smith. Upon the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Amy Poole of Enfield. The bout scored at ringside by Sean McAvoy. Boxing out of the red corner. On the scales at 130 pounds, 8 ounces. 15 career victories, including 9 big wins going inside the scheduled distance. Wearing black and grey this evening. Now boxing out of Girona, Spain, via way of his native Nicaragua, introducing Brian Marina. And across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, stands his undefeated opponent. Tonight he's wearing black, yellow, trimmed with silver. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 134 pounds, 2 ounces. His fight record as a professional is perfect. 6 visits to the ring, 6 victories, 2 going inside the distance. Boxing out of Canterbury, England, introducing the undefeated Brandon Albrecht. Referee Amy Poole with her final words.
Brian. Boxers, listen to me at all times. Watch your head, no low blows. When I say break, step back. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Step back.
Seconds out, round 1.
Well, a 7th fight in the pros for the talented man of Kent, Brandon Albrecht, who said he wanted to fight someone who was going to stand and trade with him. And boy, does he get his wish tonight against Brian Morena, who's certainly in the journeyman category, but he can bang. 15 wins, along with 46 defeats, Morena. Just 1 in his last 26. But he always comes to fight. There'll be no running from Morena. It'll be interesting to see how Albrecht deals with this. Fight number 6 for him here at the York Hall, a home from home and a really booming Kent boxing scene at the moment. Moses Atama, Sam Noakes, Dennis McCann. And Albrecht says he wants to put Canterbury on the boxing map. What task lies in front of him here, Priya Dinesh, you think, as Albrecht lets a couple of right hands go over the top?
He's done well. He's made a great start to the contest. He's composed and he's really looking to make a statement here. He's just coming off the back of an injury, and you can see he's really looking to land those power shots.
Yeah, he was last out 391 days ago. Lee Eaton, who's ringside here, his manager says he's had niggling injuries, as Priya was saying, but he's fully fit now. And he started powerfully and he started well, and he's picking his shots pretty well as well at the moment.
He's picking them really well. He's really clinical. He's picking the shots really well. He's landing them accurately. He's not getting too excited. He's made a really decent start, and he's just looking to make sure that he scores with conviction.
Interesting to see him mixing up his work as well, jabbing to the body of Brian Morena. And then a right hand over the top. Really sharp work. He's found his range early as well here, Albrecht.
He's very good with his feet. He just edges in just enough to land the shot, and he just gets himself back out again. Nice head movement there too.
Would have expected Morena to be on the back foot from the start here, but I don't think Morena would have expected to be under quite this amount of pressure against someone in their 7th pro fight.
I mean,
It's interesting when you look at a fighter's record, sorry Priya, but lost against Josh Padley on points in February 2022. Now, 6-7 months ago, that wouldn't have meant too much, but now that feels like a significant outing for them both after Josh Padley did last weekend. Big right hand again there from Albrecht, jerking back the head of Morena.
And if you watch, he just dips his knees as he comes in, and that small dip at the knees gives him so much more power in those shots that we can just hear at ringside now.
Right hand to the body as well. Thoughtful work here from Albrecht as we head into the final 10 seconds of the opening round here. Terrific night of boxing coming your way from the York Hall. And Brandon Albrecht starting well in the opening round here against Brian Morena.
that he's just looking for a home for that right hand over the top. And he tracks his opponent down really, really well. Good ringmanship, good ring awareness. Nice with that right hand to the body.
Billy Rumble and Charlie Rumble with Brandon Albrecht in that corner. 8 years old when he first went to the gym. It's such a familiar story. Said he didn't take it too seriously to start off with. He went home, then he went back at 10 and was never away from the gym. 29 years of age now. Those injuries have meant that he hasn't quite pushed on as he would have liked, so now is his time to try and set up a big 2025.
His injuries have definitely sort of kept him out of the ring, but you can see where he's been so well schooled. He's stalking his opponent, making sure he's taking that space away from him, tracking him down, pushing him back to the ropes and into the corner, and there he goes.
Finding a home for that jab as well, jabbing to the chest of Morena too, just making sure he keeps up the pressure on Morena. Fifth fight here at the York Hall for Brian Morena. Shocked the unbeaten Frank Arnold in September 2022. That was his last win. Arnold, the southpaw from just down the road in Hackney, and was caught by the right hand. Morena can bang.
Just held on there a bit, wanted to mess up Ulbrich's work just a bit. I don't blame him.
Again, that work to the body of Ulbricht. That right hand held high, but still, Ulbricht's found a way through. See that shoulder turn from Brian Morena. Got that chin tucked in very, very tight, and then lands a left hook, Morena.
He needs to be careful that he doesn't get careless with getting caught with shots like that. Morena can really hit hard, and he's landing quite clean when he does land, so Ulbricht needs to be careful with that. You can see he smiles occasionally, he's enjoying himself in there, no doubt, but he needs to stay smart.
Yeah, there can be a danger with these undercard fights, that you look beyond them, that you start to write the script before it is written, and you forget the fact you're in against someone who's got a losing record, a significant one, but can punch, can fight. Gotta make sure you get the job done.
Morena just showed signs that he was finding his feet there a little bit and let his feet go, which is going to make it harder for Ulbricht to land those big shots.
Looking for a home again for that left hook. Good right hand there from Ulbricht. That was a really sharp shot. Followed up with another right, then a left hook. And Morena calling him forward, but I think he was just buzzed there. And then a super right to the body from Ulbricht. Really upping the attack there. And they exchange hooks. What a good round this is.
This is turning out to be amazing. See where that lead hook just landed on Ulbricht. He comes back with his own and finds a home for that right hand.
Tell you what, Morena can take a shot. Took a big right hand there. A couple of knockouts on his record. Brandon Albrecht's not hugely heavy hands, but that was a super clean shot. He needs to be careful with those hooks of Morena.
Quarters, 10 seconds. Seconds out to round 3.
Third round of a scheduled 6 here. After an excellent second in which Brian Morena from Chinandega in Nicaragua, based in Girona in Catalunya these days, had a little bit of success. Another left hook there from Morena. That is the shot that he's looking for, the one that Albrecht needs to be really careful about. Right hand from Albrecht.
It's almost like that last burst towards the end of the last round's actually woken Morena up, and he's come out fighting in the first part of this round.
Just remember as well, this is over 6, and he has been out for a while, Albrecht, and he did start very, very fast here. Going to be interesting to see as this develops, if Morena doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't look like Morena's actually slowing down, considering some of the body shots that Albrecht landed earlier on in the contest. I'm quite surprised that he's able to maintain the pace that he has done.
Little feints there from Albrecht, trying to draw a reaction from Morena in that corner. Missing with a left hook of his own there, Albrecht. I think he's aware now that Morena can catch him. Right uppercut there from Morena, didn't land clean.
Albrecht again trying to stalk his opponent, but he needs to capitalise on the space that he's taken away from his opponent.
Terrific left uppercut there from Albrecht. Needs to twist that punch in onto the chin of Morena.
He needs to continue this sustained attack on Morena. Morena can take his shots, and he's not afraid to give them back either.
Not seen too much of that. We haven't seen the jab used too often to set shots up.
get the feeling that Albrecht is still looking for that, to land that big shot, to make that statement that he wants to make. He might have just found one.
Well, he landed that uppercut again, didn't he? And then a jab from Albrecht, but I'm with you. Oh, big right hand there from Albrecht. Turned out it was worth the wait. And a chopping right to the body. He's making a dent there in Morena. Oh, big left hook from Albrecht. Morena's legs wobbled there, and Albrecht sensed it. Just closed the gap. Good round here for Brandon Albrecht.
Morena did come out strong in this round, but you can see that Albrecht really stepped on the gas and really upped it and landed some of those really clean shots. That round definitely ended well for Albrecht.
It was interesting in the corner to hear Billy Rumble just saying, don't get carried away. Yeah, if we can get him out of there, we will, but don't waste energy trying to do it. Don't force it. If it's there, take it, but we're okay with the win. Well ahead, of course, on the cards, but I think that's very, very sage advice.
It really is, because actually, you know, we all like to see the stoppages in boxing, don't we? But actually, with so much time out, he could probably do with the rounds under his belt in this contest.
There's that jab from Brandon Albrecht. Definitely stiffened the legs of Morena towards the end of that previous round. There was no question about that. And again, sets it up, body shot, then left uppercut and left hook from Albrecht. See, when he does use that jab, he uses it effectively. You like to see him double it up, try and set something up behind it. There he did just that.
He throws every punch like he's trying to punch through his target rather than at it, and it's really helping him land those shots with conviction.
There's that double jab again from Brandon Albrecht. Morena using every ounce of ring craft here that he's developed over 340 rounds prior to this fight as a pro. This is 344.
He's got so much ring experience, and he's such a durable fighter, Bayrena. He's giving Ulbricht a good night of boxing here, Dave.
Another good jab from Brandon Ulbricht. Yeah, they felt they just wanted to step him up. Ulbricht said, as I mentioned at the start, he wanted to fight someone who was going to stand and trade with him, and Moreno has done just that. Of course, it comes with danger, but it opens up possibilities as well, similar to what we're going to see from Tom Welland later on in the evening.
See again, Ulbricht is just coming to the last minute of the round, and this is where he steps on the gas, ends the round strong, and this is what he's looking to do here.
A little nod of respect there from Moreno, but this is good work from Ulbricht.
His guard's nice and tight, concentrated on that defense.
He does use that lead shoulder well, doesn't he, Moreno?
But it's the jab that's catching him the most. You'd like to see him double up on it, like you said earlier, Dave.
Good right hand there from Ulbricht again. Just wondered if that stiffened the legs of Moreno.
He needs to be careful not to get caught on the way in, because Moreno can still hurt him. You can see here, Ulbricht's guard is nice and tight as he goes forward. He doubles up with that lead hand, and he loosened up towards that round with his head movement.
Yeah, they'll be happy with this. 391 days out, remember. Stoppage wins against durable journeyman Michael Mooney, Jamie Quinn. Body shots did the job against Quinn. We've seen some work to the body here from Ulbricht, looking for those headshots. It's been a good, as we head into the penultimate round, a good shake the rust off kind of fight. Really impressive work at times here from Ulbricht.
And it's good that he's got these rounds in the bank actually tonight. I'm sure he probably wanted a stoppage to make a big statement, but actually I think the rounds are going to do him some good.
Still got 2 rounds to get a stoppage, don't worry about that. Plenty of juice left in this one, and Ulbricht will go for it, will close the distance. He is that kind of fighter.
Again, just got caught on the way in. He needs to be careful with that.
Said he sold a few tickets as well, Brandon Ulbricht. I love that comment. Wants to put Canterbury on the boxing map. Make a statement like that, try and get fans behind you. Down in Kent, as I mentioned, that burgeoning scene in Kent. Moreno looking for that left hook again. Ulbricht just needing to be careful.
It's nice, he just takes his back foot out slightly to defend himself and comes straight back in. His footwork is really, really intelligent.
There's that double jab. Just be slowing Moreno down a bit. Very expressive face, Brian Moreno. You sort of know at any given time how things are affecting him, what kind of mood he's in. Won 10 of his first 11 in Nicaragua. It's a familiar story. Boxed for the Belgian super lightweight title back 4 years ago, don't ask. Boxing. But become really a journeyman on these shores anyway, but a very, very accomplished one.
Again, Ulbricht just backs him up into the corner, capitalizes on that with a couple of really decent shots. Like to see him double up on the jab a bit more, but follow up with a backhand. He's just looking for the opening.
Oh, super left hook there, sweeping shot from Ulbricht. That got the respect of Moreno. There's that uppercut again, little nod of acknowledgement from Brian Moreno.
But again, he just ended that combination with a double jab. It would have been great to see him sort of follow through with the backhand. Morena's quite open to that too. Just coming into the last 20 seconds of the round. Let's see if Ulbrich steps on the gas again like he's done in previous rounds.
He's just feeling the pace himself a little bit here, I think, Ulbricht. Still doing more than enough, of course, to win these rounds. Brandon Ulbricht, so we head towards our final round with him well ahead.
Everything we asked before, you've put into place. Everything you can, everything you can.
You can see here, he took his back foot back, he threw his right hand, and he's come forward again. Those two phased attacks keep his opponent off guard and sets him up to be able to back him up and land the big shots.
Nice defense, all right? As soon as you've done your work, get your hands forward, yeah? Really good. Show your class.
Yeah, show your class is the message from the corner. Interesting to see, providing he survives or dominates this final round, where he goes next. Good prospect, good ticket seller. See, he's going to be in some good fights.
I think his coaches in the corner have done really well to keep him composed, keep him sensible, not do anything silly or get overexcited.
Well, still got a round to negotiate against still dangerous Brian Morena. Right hand followed by the left hook, and a big smile on the face of Morena. Tries a little bit of kidology there with Ulbricht, but that accurate jab jerking back the head of the Nicaraguan.
Still picking his shots really, really well. Still looking for accuracy.
I agree with you, hasn't missed with much, has he, Ulbricht? It's been quite a disciplined display.
And he shows really good ring IQ as well. You can see that he cuts his opponent off and he doesn't give him the space to work.
And right on cue, he does that again. Morena did well with his footwork to get out of that corner. Looked like he might have been trapped there for just a moment. That uppercut, that left uppercut's been a really useful shot for Ulbricht in this fight.
Morena's took it really well, though. I think both men are going to come out with an immense amount of respect for each other.
Tenth fight of 2024 for Brian Morena, the life of the journeyman, a truly extraordinary one, and never underestimate the skill.
Again, he can't miss with that double jab. Right on the button there.
Blocking those shots that were coming back from Morena, and then he fell short, the Nicaraguan. Smile on the face of Ulbricht, who's been there for much of the fight.
I did have a feeling that he'd start to let his feet go and actually really enjoy this last round.
Problem is, when you're in there with someone that you know can do damage, you don't want to get too carried away. Aware that there is still a threat, you've got the fight won comfortably, but it's been good, educated, sensible pressure.
Again, he's just stalking Morena. He's just stalking him around the ring, cutting the ring off, setting his shots up.
Another good shot there from Ulbricht. Follows it up with a left hook and a right hand, and kind of finish the job in some style. Huge right hand from Ulbricht. Morena did so well to take that, and he hears the final bell, and there is the respect between them. Really good display. from Brandon Albrecht, and a brave 1-2 from Brian Morena. We go to the cards after 6. I think we know that it's going to be comfortable for Brandon Albrecht, but massive credit to Morena as well as we sum that one up and look at some of the action here, Priya.
You can see Morena takes those shots so well, and he's really given Albrecht something to work with. You know, this is a great kind of fight for Albrecht as he's come out of some significant time off. It's not been an easy night for either of them.
So we get to our MC Paul Booth with what should be, I would imagine, an inevitable result.
So after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Sean McAvoy has the contest scored at 60 points to 54 points in favour of the winner. From Canterbury, England, still undefeated, Brandon Albrecht.
The Brandon Albrecht fans happy. He goes to 7-0.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, next time in the boxing ring, he's going to be introduced as 7 fights, 7 victories, perfect fight record. He's putting Canterbury on that boxing map, everybody. Brandon Albrecht! Well, boxing fans, if you have just joined us, a very good evening and welcome to our fabulous night here at the iconic York Hall, Bethnal Green, London. Brought to you by Nissa Sauerland and Wasserman Boxing. We're all leading to our main events of the evening. 3 fights live, free and exclusive on Channel 5 this evening, with our main event at 10:30 tonight. Thomas Essomba and Charlie Edwards. Nissa Sauerland for Wasserman Boxing now bring you a scheduled 6-round contest in the middleweight division. Firstly, to make his way now to the red corner, Nicolas de Zerna.
Mein ganzer Block, Aquamarin, Eurosport, Adrenalin. Sitz auf nagelneuer Yamaha, dem Max de Gebecker. Schau mir, was ich brauche, stapel Batzen jeden Tag. Louis Tracksuit und eine Aufschrift auf Blacks, mein Outfit passt schon Modell. 10K hab ich auf mich, Kofferraum für mein Raumschiff.
And to make his way to the blue corner, it's the Beast, Joe Patel.
Shiver in the dark, it's waiting in the park. Meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring.
Welcome to viewers joining us around the world from the iconic York Hall, Bethnal Green here in London. Nissa Sauerland for Wasserman Boxing now bring you a scheduled 6-round contest in the middleweight division. Timekeeper ringside is John Smith. Upon the sound of the bell, the scoring referee in charge is Mark Bates of Hawley. Boxing out of the red corner, on the scales officially at 161 pounds 1 ounce. He has 7 victories, including 6 going inside the scheduled distance. Tonight, he's wearing black and green. Boxing out of Vyškov in the Czech Republic, introducing Madman Nicholas Zernak. And across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, he's wearing brown trim with black. At yesterday's weigh-in, he officially scaled 162 pounds 8 ounces. 6 career victories, including 3 big wins going inside the distance. He boxes out of Guildford, introducing the Beast, Joel Bartel. Referee Mark Bates with his final instructions to both boxers.
Okay, gentlemen, listen, when I tell you to break, you take a step back immediately. Keep your punches up, obey my commands, and protect yourselves at all times. Good luck, gents. Tusk us.
Well, for Joel Bartel of Guildford down in Surrey, a chance to recover from his first pro loss. Outpointed over 10 by Jordan Reynolds of Luton in a Commonwealth title eliminator. And he's taken an early right hand here from the dangerous Nicholas Zernak, the fighter from Czechia, who does carry power early, who has 6 knockouts on his record. And Bartel threw a right hand of his own and was wide open there. Explosive start.
Bartel really needs to keep him at the end of his jab to avoid getting caught by that backhand.
He's got 5 wins in the first round. Nicholas Zernak been stopped 3 times, but Bartel said that he's watched him, he knows that he comes to fight, he likes that he comes to fight, but needs to be careful here, doesn't want to get dragged into something, Joel Bartel. That's better from him.
If he can find his range early, I think he'll do very well against Zernak. Zernak's really looking to land that right hand.
Boxed twice before in the UK, lost in round 1 at Wembley Arena against George Liddard last summer. Down 3 times before Bob Williams stopped it, then lost on points against Dan Toward, our very own Dan Toward in Sunderland last December. Won 1 and lost 1 since. He can be vulnerable, but he can land as well, as we've seen. Explosive start here.
You can see that Bartel's just trying to line him up with that jab, follow through with the backhand that he's just brought up to the body. Those body shots will slow Zernak down early, and that's what he needs to do.
Trying to keep him at range here. Joel Bartel, more like the kind of fight that he wants, but there's that right hand again from Zernak. Good uppercut on the inside from Bartel.
Both fighters seem to have settled down into a decent rhythm here. They both kind of came out swinging at the beginning of the round, but both looking a bit more composed and thoughtful in their work now.
I think composed and thoughtful, even though he's been in some explosive fights, is what Joel Bartel wants here. Zernak wants chaos, I think. This is his only chance, a touch of chaos, a chance to land that big right hand.
You can see he's not afraid to take a few to land that big right.
Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs in his corner. Joel Bartel using his size to try and bully Zernak back.
can see that Bartel didn't allow Jernak to overwhelm him with that right hand. He did actually find his range quite quickly in that first round. He just needs to keep picking him off.
Jernak with Oscar Weichko, Joseph Bohatek in there as well, trying to loosen up that right arm, give him that leverage to throw. You saw that shot again. That was close to the temple there. It was a really accurate shot from Jernak. Bartel took it well. And there's the grand old York Hall, great sights in world boxing. Second round, Joel Bartel in those cream and black trunks against Nicolas Jernak, the man they call Madman from Czechia, with a Public Enemy tattoo on his back and madness in his eyes, and a big right hand with it.
Bartel started this round off really well, just picking his shots nice and clean, decent range, and just stepped back there from that lead hand of Jernak.
Right hook to the body as well there from Bartel. Starting to move a little bit. Maybe just loosening up a bit, relaxing into his work, Bartel.
But again, he needs to keep that lead hand a bit tighter. He's doing well to switch the punches up though. He goes head, he goes body. Not really letting Jernak settle in that respect.
Jernak just geeing himself up. A good right hook there from Bartel. Jernak needs to get out of that corner. He's calling Bartel onto him in the hope he can land a counter. Really good work to the body. Landed 3 terrific body shots there, Bartel. And again to head and body, as you say, Priya. He's mixing up his work well here.
And considering he's the taller boxer, he's doing well to do that. He just dips slightly at the knees, lands that hook to the body, comes back up with a jab, and again picks his opponent up.
I think these punches are starting to have an effect on Nicolas Jernak, who is still a threat, don't get me wrong, but you could just sense him slowing up there. Lands a body shot of his own, a left hook. And then a booming right hand over the top. That one was nearly low.
I'd like to see Bartel sort of draw Jernak onto that backhand. Just step back a little bit, draw him in, find his range that way. But he's going in for a fight.
So the action from Bartel, isn't it, to what happened against Jordan Reynolds? Probably comes out a little bit over-eager to make an impression. Chance to go back in and put that behind him. I can understand that.
He's relaxed a bit in this round, Bartel, but he does need to be careful with that relaxed guard. It could be dangerous against someone like Jernak.
Long right hand there from Bartel. Joel Bartel in those cream and black trunks against the man from Czechia, Nicolas Jernak. He carries threat in that right hand. Landed a big right hand in the first round. Bartel on top here, but there's still jeopardy here for him.
He's very busy with his punches, Bartel. He's not letting Cernak settle. He's busy with the jab. He's using it effectively to set his bent arm shots up. Great start to the round for him.
Close to being low with that left hook to the body, just told to keep the punches up by the referee.
He does well, Bartel, to vary the power in his shots and the speed in his shots as well. So he doesn't burn himself out by trying to land everything really hard. He's got a few light jabs in there, and then he'll follow that up with some power shots.
Left hook, though, from Cernak. Forced Bartel to take a step back.
But like we said...
Driving that work into the body, isn't he, Bartel? It's really noticeable, trying to slow up Cernak here.
Again, he's finding shots really well. Nice angle movement there from Bartel. Cernak needs to start throwing some shots back and countering off of that defense. He needs to get his hands up here.
Cernak's gloves were down low there, starting to spoil a bit. I think he's tiring. Bartel really starting to dominate. Just that one little bit of success really for Cernak in the opening seconds of the fight with that big right hand. Since then, Bartel has settled into his work, started to dominate. Actually looked impressive. And jab to the body, then right hand. Left hook, though, from Cernak got through. And again.
Again, he pushes him back to the ropes, and such a dangerous place to be. Again, Bartel's got such a decent repertoire of punches, and he's landing most of what he throws.
Super right to the body there, through that uppercut, and then again just dip the knees and change level, change the target.
He just peppers him with that jab, peppers him with the jab. And then follows up.
Another right hand there from Bartel as Cernak was coming forward, and then he lands a left hook. He's tough, the man from Czechia.
Cernak's really showing signs of slowing down and tiring in that round, but he's still really dangerous.
Knows your call well, Joel Bartel. His first 6 pro fights here, won amateur southern area belts at 71 kilograms and 75 as well. The motivation for taking that fight against Jordan Reynolds was good. He said, not enough fighters take competitive fights early, so I wanted to. Came out on the wrong side of it. He thought he won. It was a real barnstorming fight, but I think most judges had Reynolds winning. Close, but had him in front.
It was close, but it just shows the ambition of Bartel. He wasn't afraid to roll the dice on it, take a risk, and sometimes that's what sport's about. You take a risk and sometimes you come up short, but it's the experience at this stage that really is going to help him.
Pounding that jab into the face of Cernak. Keep those arms loose. I think a lot of those punches have gone onto the arms of Cernak. Everything for the man from Czechia is slowing down.
still dangerous with that right hand, though.
Tries to switch, doesn't he, Bartel? And looks really ungainly when he does it. Squares himself up quite a lot.
And to square yourself up against a hard hitter like Cernak could be really dangerous, but he's relaxed even more in this round, especially with his feet. He's sort of trying to use his angles and switch his feet up. But again, it could be dangerous for him.
Yeah, it's one of those things you sort of admire him for doing it and enjoy watching it. It makes it very watchable, but think about bad habits you can get into. Might not be punished here, but they might be punished down the line. Left hook there from Cernak, but good response. Sharp shot from Bartel. And that right hand from Cernak didn't miss by much.
And if Cernak can time it right, and he can catch Bartel while Bartel's feet are switching over, that could be incredibly dangerous for him.
Yeah, that was low. Uppercut to head and then threw an uppercut to the body, but it was under the belt.
Cernak just taking some time to recover.
He's okay, he's recovered.
But Bartel goes back to peppering him with that jab.
Still goes to the body, knows that he's hurt him there. Pounding in those left hooks to the body. Cernak took them well. Another one looked low to me.
He's got some speed in those hands, Bartel.
Dances around the target. Boxing with real confidence now. There's a clash of heads here. Just there, yeah.
You can see that hurt him.
That was the one. He's allowed to recover from just there, yeah. Meant to be belly button, Priya. It's a long way south of that.
Quarter, 10 seconds. Seconds
I
out.
suppose it depends where you think your belly button is, but we move on. Penultimate round here. Joe Bartel dominant, but Cernak remains dangerous. Has that real intent.
Just landed that left hook again, Cernak, and again.
And then the right from Cernak. Punches are having less effect, though. That one in the opening round certainly shook Bartel.
But again, his repertoire of punches, Bartel.
That came the gum shield there of Cernak. One or two in the crowd think he spat that out. Strange time to take a breather if that was the case. I think that was genuine.
Again, just showing the great combination of punches that he can use, Bartel.
Cernak put everything into that right hand over the top, but it just bounced off Bartel. The left hook again from Cernak as they both close the gap. Super short right hand there from Cernak. But Bartel took it. Big deep breath though from Bartel. Taking some risks that he doesn't need to take here, Joel Bartel. It's what makes him so watchable.
Makes him watchable, but he needs to really stay sensible and composed here, not get too excited. You can see Jernak's looking to do some damage still.
Bartel walked forward onto that shot. He wondered how that was going to end for him, but he took it. Chopping right hand there from Bartel with Jernak on the ropes. And Jernak fights back again. Terrific fifth round here.
Again, he keeps peppering him with that jab, peppering him with the jab. Looking to land those two power shots.
Left under the elbow to the body. Jernak, delayed reaction is down. And I'm not sure how much Nicolas Jernak, the super game man from Czechia, has left. It's over. Joel Bartel bounces back from that defeat by Jordan Reynolds with a hard-earned win here against the super game Nicolas Jernak. In the end, it was all the work to the body that paid off. Left hook to the body, delayed reaction, and we saw the end of Jernak, but he played his part in an excellent 5 rounds. Bartel back to winning ways. Two left hooks to the body. Couldn't take it, Jernak.
I think at some point we knew that one of those body shots was going to really do some damage and ultimately won him the fight.
Muttering away to himself, Jernak, but there's the celebration from Joel Bartel. Big smile, big relief. Learned plenty from that fight. But he's always going to be an entertainer, I think, Joel Bartel. We'll enjoy watching him box again. We will just wait for Paul Booth to make it official before we move on. Terrific remainder of an undercard to come. Danny Boardman and Yin Caicedo next, then Jermaine Brown, Grant Dennis. Looks an excellent fight, but these two deserve their little moment in the spotlight. Let's get to Paul now to make things official.
Boxing fans, the official end of this contest falls at 2 minutes 27 seconds of round number 5. Referee Mark Bates has stopped the contest. In his professional opinion, Jernak is in no position to continue. The winner from Guildford, the Beast, Joel Bartel.
The Beast is back all right. Joel Bartel with his 7th win, bounces back from that defeat in an excellent little fight. We'll watch him again.
Everybody here in York Hall, it's a sellout crowd tonight. A very good evening and welcome. Wasserman Boxing bring you an 8-bout event. We are all leading up to our main events of the evening. We're live, free and exclusive on Channel 5 from 10 p.m. this evening. We start the show with the undefeated Atomic Tom Welland on the card. Our main event of the evening is a 12-rounder. It's for the EBU European Bantamweight title. Thomas Essomba, the champion, and the challenger, Charlie Edwards. And we finish our night off with a man who makes his debut in the world of professional boxing tonight, Hasnan Ali. Thank you for joining us, guys. We are now 4 minutes away from our next bout this evening. Got about 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. Where are you, the fans of the Blonde Bomber, Danny Boardman? Next in the ring this evening. Boxing fans here in York Hall, next on our card this evening, a featherweight contest this bout scheduled for 4 rounds of boxing. Firstly, to make his way to the red corner, it's Yin Casino!
Yeah, let's take him back. Coming up, I was confused. My mommy kissing the girl. Confusion and curse coming up in the cold world. Daddy ain't around, probably out committing felonies. My favorite rapper used to sing, check out my melody. I wanna live good, so shit, I sell dope for a 4-finger ring. One of them gold ropes. Nana told me if I pass, I get a sheepskin coat. If I can move a few packs, I get the hat. Now that'd be dope. Toast to turned in my sleep that night. Woke up the next morning, stole my bike. Different day, same shit, nothing good in the hood. I run away from this to never come back if I could.
To make his way to the blue corner, from Epsom, it's the Blonde Bomber, Danny Boardman. Nessa Sauerland for Wasserman Boxing now bring you a scheduled 4-round contest in the featherweight division. Timekeeper ringside is John Smith. Upon the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Amy Pearl of Enfield. The bout scored at ringside by Mark Bates. Boxing out of the red corner, on the scales at 124 pounds, 9 ounces, wearing solid black this evening. 10 victories, 4 inside the scheduled distance. He now boxes out of Valencia, Spain, via way of his native Buenaventura, Colombia. Introducing Yin Casino! Boxing out of the blue corner, wearing green, white and gold this evening. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 127 pounds, 4 ounces. His professional fight record is perfect. 1 visit to the ring, 1 victory. He boxes out of Epsom, England. Introducing the undefeated Blonde Bomber, Danny Boardman. Referee with her final instructions.
Boxers, listen to me at all times. Watch your head, no low blows. When I say break, step back. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves.
Seconds out to round 1.
Well, Danny Boardman make his professional debut 20 days ago. Won all 4 against Lewis Smithson in Brentwood. Kieran Farrell, his trainer, said, do you want to break or do you want to go again? He said, I'll go again. So here he is against the dangerous Yin Caicedo, who himself was in action 2 weeks ago when he lost a 4-rounder against Casey Kadimi at the Royal Lancaster Hotel. Boardman, from a famous sporting family, the grandson And if you're old enough like me, you'll remember him, Mark Dennis, the hard man from Birmingham and Queen's Park Rangers, Southampton as well. He's here somewhere apparently watching his grandson. They're very close. And Caicedo's on unsteady legs already here.
Boardman's landed a couple of really strong right hands early on in this round. You can see he's just stalking his opponent, picking his shots. And again finding a home for that backhand.
Certain fighters bring an energy to the ring, don't they? And Boardman did that when he bounced in with his ring walk music, got the place going. Really lively, landed some good shots early. Really good opening minute from him. Caicedo without a chance to settle, but we know that Caicedo dangerous. He upset the debutant Josh Nutley here in May. Stopped him in 3, so Boardman needs to be careful.
I get the feeling Boardman is going to enjoy this just as much as the crowd.
Definitely gives off that vibe that he enjoys the game, enjoys being in there. Lands a left hook. And a solid, strong right hand. Not sure should be doing all the play acting quite this early. I know the crowd love it and his fans love it. Not just a question of respect, it's a question of self-preservation as well. Wait and see a bit more of what the fella's got.
Still in with somebody that can hit quite hard though, so like you said, he does need to be careful. Seems to be able to avoid the swinging backhand of his opponent though.
Straight right hand there from Boardman. Back as an orthodox fighter here. He's had a look from both stances. And then lands another long right hand, a nod of appreciation there from Caicedo as Boardman closing the distance into that corner.
Just looking for those clean shots, Boardman. Gets his feet in.
Solid right hand to the body there, and a little shake of the head from Caicedo tells you that he felt it. He's fun, isn't he? Big smile on his face.
He absolutely loved that first round, Boardman. Again, he finds his range with his feet, he switches his stance. Shakes off anything that Caicedo's thrown at him so far. Decent personal.
Kieran Farrell's had a busy week in that Danny Boardman corner. He was part of the Daniel Dubois team last weekend at Wembley. Fight that is still having reverberations, not just around the boxing world. Sense of being a little bit back to reality, to the day job for Kieran Farrell here. Fight game comes in all shapes and sizes. Boardman here is a southpaw again.
Seems to switch quite seamlessly, and he does it in a way that he's still so balanced and composed.
And at the moment as well, the speed is bewildering Caicedo.
You can't forget that Boardman's had a decent amateur career as a junior and a schoolboy champion. No doubt that kind of early schooling is holding him in good stead now.
He was 37-6 as an amateur. A couple of senior bouts. Only 20 years of age now. Danny Boardman, but very much the pro game now. Looking for that big right hand, just missed.
He's a real crowd pleaser, Boardman. Needs to be careful on those ropes though, got himself out of trouble quite quickly.
Oh, good solid right hand there from Boardman, short right hand, and Caicedo certainly felt that. Caicedo on the back foot here, the man from Colombia. Starting to look really discouraged here. This is the 199th round of his pro career. He's been around all right. Just can't get to Boardman at all.
It's clever what Boardman did just there. He backed off just enough for Caicedo to think that he was letting him off the ropes and made him walk into a decent shot.
Doubled up the jab and landed the backhand behind it there, Boardman. It feels like he's got so much energy to burn almost, Boardman. Another solid right hand.
His timing is also impeccable. He just dips back a little bit, comes back with his shots, and gets himself out of trouble.
More booming hooks from Boardman. Strange end to the round. They just walked after each other for 5 seconds, and they'll reset and go again.
Yeah? So listen to me now, boy. Get your hands up, yeah? Go back to basics, boy. Jab, keep pressure, boy. Stay close to the
You can see here that Boardman really sets his power shots up behind the jab really effectively. I think Caicedo did well to keep his composure in that round.
So round 3, this box of tricks, Danny Boardman in those dark green and white trunks against Yin Caicedo, a slightly bewildered Colombian based in Valencia. Bewildered because he just hasn't worked Boardman out at all.
And then Boardman's got such a great repertoire of punches. He can throw from any angle and he lands them so well. Good head movement, came off.
Yeah, it's terrific to watch Boardman. Let's be honest, he's also got the reassurance that he's boxing in a 4-rounder here, so energy and stickability doesn't necessarily have to be a problem for him. He'll have to reassess the way he goes about things, and he goes long, and that's a terrific shot. Caicedo again on the end of a short left hand this time, followed up by a right hand from Boardman.
And you can see every time he throws that right hand, he rotates his hip into it, drops his back knee. Again, that gives him so much more power.
A super right hook there from Boardman, right onto the ear of Caicedo. Really impressive this from Danny Boardman. Only his second professional outing, remember.
He looks very comfortable, Boardman, in there. Even though it is only his second outing, he looks really comfortable. And picks his shots incredibly well.
Instead of looking for a home for that left hook, he's trying to show Boardman that something's going to come back here. Oh, another left hand from Boardman, stiff in the legs of Caicedo, followed by an uppercut. Still over a minute to go in this 3rd round. I think Boardman felt he had him going for a moment there.
He's very clever, Boardman. He can either draw Caicedo into a shot or...
Caicedo landed there, and then Boardman comes back, slashing right hand.
Caicedo he's still coming forward. He's still coming to fight.
Stop boxing! Stop boxing!
He's sick, man. He's sick.
Good accuracy again from Boardman towards the end of this third round. And now he walks away again, and Caicedo just laughs. It's all in good heart, I think, good faith. They're both enjoying each other's company in there.
You can see the angles that Boardman is using is really impressive. It's just keeping him out of trouble. And again, he lines him up with that lead hand, follows through with the backhand. And he does that well on the back foot and the front foot. Really impressive round.
Corners 10.
There he is. Harlem Eubank will be in action October the 25th in Bolton. Delighted to have him with us again. Smiling figure of Harlem. Here to watch Charlie Edwards and Thomas Essomba and Tom Welland and Jermaine Brown, Grant Dennis. So much still to come on this card. Harlem in the house.
Boardman's really playing to the crowd in this final round.
And the crowd are enjoying it. A lot of people don't, of course, but leave that debate till afterwards.
He's going to do things his own way, Boardman.
Definitely going to do that, isn't he? Certainly watch him, and that's the whole point, isn't it? Real character. You'd remember him, you'd watch him again. Big thing in the fight game, that.
And the interesting thing is that when Caicedo looks off balance, it's not because he's actually off balance, it's because of what he's being made to do by Danny Boardman with his elusive movements.
Super short left hand again from Boardman that drew that shake of the head from Caicedo.
Again, we're coming to the final minute of the round. Let's see what entertainment Danny Boardman's got for us.
Word there from Amy Poo, our referee. Little flicks of the legs and swivels of the hips from Boardman. Caicedo's trying to join in. Now they stand off each other. Caicedo's saying to him, two can play at that game.
Just having a few words.
You have a round left. Yeah, no holding. Keep it clean. Time in. Box on.
Maybe just telling them to stop holding, to try and keep it clean. And that's a good right hand from Boardman. The legs wet of Caicedo there. Boardman senses it. Caicedo trapped in that corner, but somehow moves out of the way. He did well there, Caicedo, under pressure. Still unsteady on his legs though. Final 15 seconds. Came forward instinctively to throw there, the Colombian. Boardman now turning his back. Just gets a little bit silly at times, but largely it's been entertaining. Good scrap, Boardman and Caicedo. And Danny Boardman certainly a fighter that you'll watch again, and Caicedo played his part too.
Danny Boardman was just entertaining throughout that entire fight. Caicedo kept coming. Good sportsmanship between the two of them as well. Definite crowd pleaser. Finished really strong in that last round. He just wanted to empty the tank.
Some great work towards the end of the fight there from Boardman. Makes you wonder, if he'd stuck to his work, he might have got him out of there. Well, we can make things official now. Paul Booth, our MC, is ready.
After 4 rounds of featherweight boxing, we go to the scorecard. Mark Bates has the contest at 40 points to 36 points in favour of the winner. From England, the blonde bomber, Danny Boardman.
The Danny Boardman fans are happy. He goes to 2-0. And you'd certainly watch him again. Terrific entertainment from Danny Boardman.
Next time announced, it will be 2 visits to the ring, 2 victories for the undefeated blonde bomber, Danny Boardman. Get ready, everybody. Grant Davis, Jermaine Brown in the ring next. Now we have a super middleweight contest. This bout scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Firstly, to make his way to the red corner, it's Grant Dennis.
I don't know if I can take it, I can take it, I can take it anymore. I don't know if I can do it if it wasn't for who I do it for. Doesn't make sense, but it makes sense.
And now heading to the blue corner, it's Jermaine Brown.
Yeah, I'm the one that got the scene banging. And I go hard, that's why they keep talking. 3 years and I'm only just getting started. One song and I got the people excited. It's the whole town. It's the whole town. Now you ready? Ready, cause I'm going steady. Everybody wants to lie, they want to fight, they want to get me. Kill me, they won't kill me. Tell me why they won't try me. When they really don't know me. Hey, I'm on my
Nessa Sauerland for Wasserman Boxing now bring you a scheduled 8-round contest in the super middleweight division. John Smith is our timekeeper ringside. Upon the sound of the bell, the scoring referee in charge is Sean McAvoy of Islington. Boxing out of the red corner. On the scales, 170 pounds, 1 ounce. 18 career victories, including 3 going inside the scheduled distance. Wearing blue shorts this evening, Standing in the ring, proudly as a former Southern Area middleweight champion from Chatham, it's the go-getter, Grant Dennis! And across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, he's wearing black trimmed with orange. At the weigh-in, he scaled an official 170 pounds, 2 ounces. 13 career victories, 4 wins going inside the distance. Standing in the ring is a former Southern Area super middleweight champion and former English super middleweight champion, boxing out of Kingston, London, introducing Jermaine G-Man Brown. Referee Sean McAvoy with his final words.
Okay, lads, 8-round contest. Keep it clean at all times, keep yourself protected at all times. Touch gloves, here we go. Good luck, lads.
Second round, round 1.
Well, real crossroads fight here to round off what's been an excellent undercard. Grant Dennis in those blue trunks, the remarkable 40-year-old from Chatham in Kent, up here against the G-man Jermaine Brown, himself 30 years of age, lost 3 of his last 4. I think there's a sense here, Barry Jones, that neither can afford to lose to the other, or else drop in level will be too much to take.
No, they've both been really good, solid professionals, but at that stage of their careers now where they desperately need a win and a good win, and this would be that for them. So either one to lose tonight just maybe steps them down a level a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes you have to roll the dice. Jermaine Brown won his first 12, won Southern Area and English titles at Super Middle, and lost that English belt to Zach Celli, then went to Italy, lost against an unbeaten southpaw there, tried to win back the English belt. Lost to Mark Jeffers, didn't go his way. Good shot to the body there from Jermaine Brown, testing out the conditioning of Grant Dennis. Doesn't seem to be too much wrong with that.
No, but that right hand to the chin there from Brown just before that body shot was a great shot. He just really shook up Dennis. Again, Dennis, though, he's trying to stay mobile, trying to stay loose, but with that looseness, your hands just come away from your face a little bit. And with that left hand drops, Brown threw that right hand over the top and connected.
Right hand down the middle there from Jermaine Brown as well.
Just needs to get a bit lower here, Dennis. He's doing the right sort of idea, but just a little bit lower. Just bend those knees a little bit.
Looking for that right hand again, Brown. Good start from Jermaine Brown. Holds that terrific win against Dmitry Chudanov in Belarus. Might have been a little bit faded by the time that Brown boxed him, but it was still a slight eyebrow raiser there.
He's done well here, hasn't he, Brown? Just establishing that jab and the long right hand, and Dennis, you know, fleeting moments of success. He dipped to the right one time through a left hook. That was a good shot. Just got to get those feet a little bit closer when he's looking at the counter attack.
Solid jab there from Brown, and again. Really nice controlled opening round so far from Brown.
Good from Dennis though. He's at the right hand and doubling up.
Right to the body from Brown, as Dennis tries to finish the opening round strong. Right hand there from Dennis, found a home. Maybe something for him to take from this opening round, but on the bank you would feel anyway for Jermaine Brown. Adam Martin leading that Jermaine Brown team. Paul Forrester there with him as well. And there's Grant Dennis, very Kwame from Kent
Sharp
They were at the same amateur gym together. They've been together ever since he turned pro.
Make it free. So, pop, pop, pop. Yeah, rather than a single. And when you land a good shot, don't admire it. Yeah.
A little warning from the referee about use of the head from Dennis. As we get the second round underway. Straight away, Jermaine Brown with that jab. Got a nice rhythm with that in the opening round.
Yeah, but he had the better for most of the round. Just the last, a good little positive finish there from Dennis. Just got a little bit lower, as I was suggesting, and just been able to land, exploded the combinations. So go back to the corner with a bit of positivity. That'll set him up for this round, I think. He just got where he's at the minute, the range he's at the minute, just doesn't bode well for him, because those long shots there of Brown just finding a home. Brown just got to keep stabbing that jab out, just make Dennis reset every time. That doesn't have to land, just has to make him take a little step back.
Really thoughtful work from Brown. Good measured approach, largely doing the right thing. Caught by a short left hand there from Dennis.
That's a good jab there from Brown.
That jab can so often hold the key in the right hand behind it. Terrific shot from Brown, set up perfectly. And Dennis is on wild lengths here. It's a heavy knockdown. Referee's got a decision to make here. He could so easily have made the other decision there and stopped it. Still a minute and a half to go in this second round. Can Brown keep his cool and land again? Because if he does, surely that's the end.
Now Dennis is keeping his hand. That's the right thing, but that's where Brown got to rip through the middle. Those uppercuts right through the gap, break it up with the left hook, and then the straight right hand.
Dennis still looks shaky here. Might just have recovered some of his equilibrium, but not all of it. Left hook there from Dennis, and then Brown a little wild.
Just saying, there's a lovely right hand though, wasn't there, from Brown. Just again, a little loose left hand there from Dennis. Again, landing with that right hand, Brown. But again, with that low left hand, inviting trouble. They want to recover here.
You could see the way that Dennis was dragging himself back to his feet. The really heavy knockdown that did well to recover. Another right hand there from Brown, and you just saw the legs of Dennis stiffen a bit.
It's important for Brown not to get those feet too close, not to smother his work here. Nice and long is his friend. Got to keep that distance. That's where the power's at the end of the shot. And a safer place to throw where Dennis can't land back. He gets that front foot close, he brings Dennis into the fight. Shot there from Dennis.
And that sweeping right hand from Dennis. Brown is doing best when he boxes behind that jab. Take another look at that. Knock down that right hand. Barry, talk us through this.
Again, just look what the left hand is. Look what it is. You know, he just swinging in front of his face, down by his chest, and that's just allowing Brown's lining him up for it. He sees the gap, he just throws the jab a little bit low, and then throws, just to disguise it, throws that right hand over the top. So where Dennis is, he's right in the worst possible range for him, the perfect range for Brown, and Brown took full advantage. That's a really heavy right hand. Didn't see it. The other ones that caused so much trouble. He did well there, Dennis. Took his time, composed, got up, and finished the round quite strong in the end.
Come out a little bit more of a bullet time shot than usually. Yeah?
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out to round 3.
Well, Grant Dennis said beforehand, said this week in the build-up that he's treating Jermaine Brown like the most dangerous man in the world in the build-up to this. He must have felt like it halfway through that second round. Dennis can't afford to make that mistake again.
And also for Brown, it's important for him to keep the pressure on. He has to intensify the work. Just put a bit of panic back onto Dennis, but also, again, I say it again, not getting those feet too close. Just smothering his work and allowing Dennis to fire back. And for Dennis, nice and low. You've got to slide in low. You can come back up when you get close. You've got to slide in low with your hands high.
Left hook there from Brown. And then the right hand again drops Dennis. Setting short, and Dennis beats the canvas in frustration. Again gets to his feet. Again the referee has a long look and he's called it off. He stopped it. Dennis pretends that he was okay. But Brown gets the win. Two heavy knockdowns might just have sent Grant Dennis into retirement.
I gotta say, that's a great performance there from Brown. I think he dominated from the offset, from the first round. Dennis had a little bit of a good finish in the first round. That knockdown in the second was a heavy knockdown. Dennis showed great bravery and composure to get to the end of the round. But in that round there, Brown just kept the pressure on, tried to stay busy. It was a lovely right hand. I do think he could have continued. I do think he was a little bit wobbly on his legs. I would say that, and maybe him walking forward. We'll see the knockdown now again, right on the butt. That doesn't look a heavy shot, but it's perfect length. So he hits him right on the bottom of the chin there. That's where he goes down. That's why he's angry. It didn't hurt, but those shots just take your legs away. Look at that then. He bangs the floor in frustration. But when he gets up, if he just would have stood still, the referee lets him carry on. He tried to walk and he wobbled a little bit. I still think he was okay, but the referee sees your eyes. He's the closest to the fighter. If your eyes are not clear, he has a duty of care, I would say that. But I can understand why Dennis is annoyed. But I do think, I have to say that, I think the referee was stopped a little bit early, in my view. But I also do think that Brown would have finished the fight in that round. I really do, but he knew where he was. His range was perfect. I thought that was a stand-up performance. It was a fight that both needed for their careers to go on in a positive form, and he got it to win. And that was a really good performance from him there. Dennis is a good fighter, but tonight his hands were a bit low, his range wasn't right, and Brown was the rightful winner.
Well, Dennis is frustrated, and you might look at it and say if the fighter has his wits about him enough to beat the canvas in frustration, he's got his wits about him enough to continue. But as Barry says, the referee is closest to it, and he may just have saved Grant Dennis from more punishment there if you read the fight that way.
I do understand that, but I do think, you know, maybe he could have been aware and let him go. Well, not criticising the referee because he knows best. But I mean, it looked. I understand why Dennis was annoyed, but I also do think the writing was on the wall for him.
Yeah, so maybe an unsatisfactory result, but not one that affected the result. Unsatisfactory ending that didn't affect the result.
But not for him, but not for Brown, because I think, you know, he did everything perfect tonight. I thought he was really good. He was composed, he was disciplined. He didn't bring, every now and again he put his feet in a little bit too close. we all make it, nothing's perfect. But I thought overall he was really, his structure to his work was fantastic. I think tactically he was perfect for the opponent he was facing.
Well, let's get now to Paul Booth to make it official. Grant Dennis desperately disappointed.
Timekeeper John Smith records 53 seconds of round number 3, the official end of this contest. Sean McAvoy has stopped the bout. In his professional opinion, Grant Dennis is in no position to continue. The winner from Kingston, London, G-Man Jermaine Brown.
So a big win for Jermaine Brown. It was a crossroads fight. He's the one that moves in the right direction. A win for him. I can tell you as well, as we build towards our main event, Sonny Edwards has just arrived at ringside wearing a fur coat. I'll let Barry go and find his, and we'll be back with that main event and with Tom Welland shortly.
We now have a short interval. The next action which you'll see in the ring again, we'll just have to take the end. This will be the first 12 bouts live exclusive on Channel 5. The undefeated Tom Welland kicks off our live broadcast, followed by our main event of the evening, scheduled 12 rounds of boxing, through the European bantamweight title. The bout is billed as the family feud because the Edwards brothers are in opposite corners of the ring. It's the family feud. Sonny Edwards and Charlie Edwards in opposite corners, everybody. Charlie Edwards, the challenger this evening, the champion, Thomas Essomba. And then the third of our fights live on Channel 5 this evening will feature a debut. He's a multiple national amateur champion. Tonight he makes his debut in the world of professional boxing in a cruiserweight contest. London's Ryan Hasnan.